Mkomazi National Park. What a beautiful place. I mean, it really is worth protecting if you look at it. And it's such a unique national park with regards to its location and makeup. Yeah, the western border of this park is the Eastern Arc Mountains, which is a very unique mountain range, so close to the coast. And I guess we have the tsetse fly first of all to thank. They're the first conservationists out here that looked after this ecosystem for quite some time. But as time went by, there's population growth and a lot of pressure on this ecosystem. Towns are getting closer, and Tanga used to be the main port for Tanzania, so there's always been some commercial interest in and around the park. But it's well worth looking after. It's got an incredible biodiversity. Just from a botany point of view, there are huge amounts of biodiversity into the Usambara Mountains and the North Pare Mountains. And it's a very unique habitat for elephant and eastern black rhino. It's a safe haven for elephant. The greater ecosystem that spills over into Tsavo is one of the biggest safe havens for elephant today. And the Mkomazi, which is the western side of this ecosystem, is supplying all the water that goes into Tsavo. So that's why these mountains are so important, that holds water and releases water slowly into the ecosystem throughout the year. Otherwise the dry season will just get drier, and the runoff would be a lot quicker, and there's nothing that holds the water. So in a way we need to really look at it a little bit wider, and there's a bigger picture, and if we do lose the water and the forests surrounding the park, then it will just really dry out and become a semi-desert. But it's so scenic, and the species you can find here, one of the best and easiest places to find rhino, eastern black rhino. So these are not rhinos you find in southern Africa. But rhinos are expensive these days to look after. If they're not going to generate the income that it's costing the park sport to look after these rhino, then there's no real incentive for having them here. And once things are gone, then they are gone forever. You can't get them back. So we are pretty much at kind of a point where we really need to decide if there's enough value to keep this park, or are we going to just give in to the pressure of modern society and population growth and move on to another park. I personally really believe that there's more than enough reason to look after this ecosystem. All the migratory birds come through here, the northern carmine bee eaters, and everything is heading back to Europe at the moment. All the storks are coming through, and you have over 30-40 endemic bird species here that if this park was not here and not protected, that would all be gone. But such a visually powerful park, and it's just, if you love elephant and spending time with big elephant bulls at the water sources, some lion, lovely leopard at camp, and some cheetah roaming around, and we know about the wild dogs here and the breeding program. But the bottom line is this: we need to come visit this park, otherwise it just doesn't generate the income that it needs to be protected for future generations. Welcome back to Kids Corner, guys. And you know what? Everyone's sleeping. Now, don't know what to do. Really bored. All my books, I finished reading them. All the Wimpy Kid and Roald Dahl books, I've read now. Now, nothing to do. But, luckily, there's a solution. When you're bored in camp, you can always go and help Chef Alex in the kitchen. It's such a kind thing to do. It's so lonely in the kitchen if you're there alone, and you can also ask him how he's doing. Okay guys, let's go do the dishes. Ah, Chef Alexi.
Yes, my friend. Welcome.
Asante. Like this. Are there any dishes to do? Ah, Asante. So guys, it's really good to help out in the kitchen, especially even in your own house. And because your mom and dad work hard every day, so the least you can do is help them with the dishes. Ah, keep a peel. You see the butterflies?
Butterfly, yeah.
You have a nice kitchen for dishes.
Yeah.
And you can also ask the guy that's doing the dishes with you how he's doing. You know, you never know. Alexi,
Yes.
how are you doing?
Good, yeah.
Everything
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, everything is okay.
Football tomorrow.
Yeah.
The best place is to get to know people is doing dishes together. So that's really cool. Apakazi too.
Pakazi too.
With the cutlery you can just all dump them in like that. Makes it quicker. If you wash a sharp knife, don't cut yourself. Safi.
Yeah.
Alex says it's good. I'm doing a good job.
Good job, my friend.
Sawa. Okay guys, there's another thing you can do when you're really bored in camp. Catch you later. Sante.
Thank you.
Poa. More fire.
More water. Maximum.
Respect, Alexi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Excellent. Okay guys, shore safari birding segment and very special vulture that we've bumped into. We're right on the coast, and then you see some palm nut vultures that Paul has managed to spot on the bank of the dam. And Paul, what a nice sighting, eh?
That's a super bird, that one. Yeah. Super bird. Some people can be confused from a distance. It looks a little bit like a fish eagle, but we've got a pair of them flying around here. It's really cool.
And these are fish-eating vultures, so huge talons, and always find them around kind of freshwater lakes and things like that.
Yeah. See the pink beak and face.
Yeah, what a special bird to see, man. I'm happy. Lifer for me out here.
Serious?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Well done.
And that's what it's all about. This area, 30-40 endemics if you include the mountains. So well worth visiting. All the migratory birds coming through.
Yeah.
And with a little bit of luck, we might just spot a Carman bee-eater.
Let's hope so.
Northern
Carman
Carman
pretty ones.
bee-eater. Cool guys. Birding segment, shore safaris. Chat you later. Okay guys, Super Doll safety segment time, and I'm with Paul Sweet from Shore Safaris that knows everything about camping. They do these self-drive car rentals. And Paul, how are you doing?
Very well, thanks, Carol. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
So you must be thinking what to do when you get a flat tire. It's one of those things. It's a big car, it's quite heavy, it's not your car that you normally drive with back home, but Paul's going to show us how to, in case you get a flat tire. You never get flat tires
No,
with these
very often.
BF Goodrich tires, so that's why Paul's got them on here. Excellent ones, mud-terrains I see.
Yep.
Paul.
These are exceptionally strong tyres. As Carol said, we get very, very few tyres, but the job this afternoon is to show you quickly and safely how to change the tyre.
Oh, I see a thorn right here.
Yeah, that's how punctures start.
And nothing.
No air coming out, thankfully.
Excellent, thanks BF Goodrich.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, I'm going to leave it to you.
Okay, so we've already prepared the car slightly, just to save a little bit of time, but first and foremost you want to always make sure that you put something solid behind front and back of tyre. This is so that when the car is jacked up, it cannot possibly roll off of the jack. The last thing you want to happen is the car to come off the jack if you have a wheel off. It can easily squash somebody, so please.
Especially these Land Rover handbrakes.
Exactly,
yeah.
They
a little bit of leeway.
They work differently from most other cars. They work handbrake is on the transmission, which means it can still roll off of the jack.
Yeah.
So it's very important to make sure that the car can go nowhere. So we're gonna pretend that we have a puncture on our front tire. So we're gonna go to the back of the car, and first off we're gonna get some equipment.
Start the clock, Paul. You've got. We can see how quickly you can do it.
Yeah, okay. So, Carol's testing me.
Yeah.
See if I can do it in Michael Schumacher time.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, I've got a spanner.
And I'm not going to give you a hand at all.
So I'm coming to the front of the car to remove what's called a high lift jack. Oh, look at that, that's all nicely wrapped up. There we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these can potentially be very dangerous, so you need to know how to use them properly. We always try to make sure that it has a good firm base and nice and level. So we bring it up and we put this mechanism into the locking position. Okay?
All the way
so
to
there's
the
a
top,
nice click. From here on in, everything is in twos. So we want to hear 2 clicks. We use 2 hands, and I'm going to ask Carol to just move back a couple of 2 feet.
Cool.
And then everybody's safe. So we can start to just take a little bit of weight. So we're hearing 2 clicks on the jack. I now need to get my wheel spanner. Just something to mention, this is a high-vis jacket. Now we're obviously in the bush, so you're not going to need it in the bush, but if you have a puncture on the main road, make sure you wear it, make sure you can be seen. It's a safety thing. Super Doll, I'm sure we'll sell them. This is a security nut and a bar to loosen the wheels. Now make sure you got a good strong back and we can undo them. Okay, there's the first one. Now, always important, you never want to lose the security nut, because if you lose this and you have another puncture, you'll never get your wheels off. So make sure you put it somewhere safe, not on the floor. We'll do that one. I'm just going to loosen these now. Oh, they're tight. Okay. I'll loosen the rest of them. Not going to take them all off just yet. There we go. And then before we do any more, we need to lift the car up. So back to the jack. Remember, 2 hands, 2 clicks. 1, 2. 1, 2. If you don't hear the 2 clicks, it means that these pins here have not locked. And the reason we say 2 hands, if it doesn't lock, can I just demonstrate what can happen?
Oh.
You can easily take 2 teeth out.
Yeah.
So
geez.
remember, all 2s. 2 hands, 2 clicks, 2 feet back, and we'll jack. Okay? And then we take the car all the way up. You have to go much higher with a 4-wheel drive car because of the suspension.
This coiled, huh?
Yeah. So
Nice.
now we can see that the tire is just starting to leave the ground. Okay, there. That's probably as high as we need to go.
Maybe one more.
Yeah, I think you might come one more. 1, 2. There we are. There we go. Now we're good.
Excellent.
1 to go.
Keep going. I'll definitely have a flat tire with you next time.
So, remember, the car is now supported only on the jack, so we need to remove this carefully. There we go.
Uh-huh. There.
We can replace and put the spare back on. Now, when you put it back on, please remember these wheels and tires are super heavy. So be careful, nobody wants to hurt their back. So just a quick technique, the bar that I was using earlier, I'm just going to put under the tire and help me get it back on. There we go. Just so that we go on properly. Oops. There we are. Neither of us have hurt our backs because we use the lever. So all the nuts back on. Thanks, Carl. There we are. So now they're pretty tight. We can let the jack back down again and then we can finish tightening. But ladies and gentlemen, that's how you change a tire.
Paul,
Thanks, Carl.
good job, man.
Whew.
Paul is wonderful knowledge out here in the bush, and I'm definitely getting stuck with you next time.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.